Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi! If you are a returning viewer, welcome back to the madness. And if you are a new viewer, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Laura and this is where I come for my crafty little chats. I am the dyer behind The Lonely Knitter and I dye from Folk Yarn Studio, which is my yarn studio in the most easterly town in England in the UK. I am the creator of Folk Yarn, which is an East Anglian yarn, and I am also the director of East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is an annual yarn show in March of each year. It's at the Norfolk Showground Arena in Norwich, and we have next year's show coming up fast, and we're still in December, but the last few months have flown by, and we have over 85 amazing yarn show vendors come and fill the arena, and come along for a bit of fun. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's episode 17. We are on 27th of December, so Christmas has been and gone. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate anything else, Happy Holidays. And I hope that you are, whether you celebrate anything at all, if you celebrate nothing at all, I still hope that you are happy, safe, warm, all of the nice things for what is, for England anyway, the coldest months of the year. It's Twixtmas. It's that little funny bit of time in between Christmas and New Year when no one knows what day of the week it is, what the date is, where they should be, what's going on, and I'm definitely one of those people. I am at work. It's a Friday, but I do have to check my watch every time I want to work out what day of the week it is because I haven't got a clue. My husband is at work as well, so my husband works opposite. He rents an office opposite where I rent my studio, and he's over in his office working. I did have the children in with me. My kids are 7 and 5 now. I keep trying to say 7 and 4. My kids are 7 and 5, and they were in here with me. It is chaos. I am surrounded by mess, in all honesty. Colouring and Pokemon colouring sheets and stuff, Paw Patrol toys. It's chaos, but they have gone over to sit with Chris and play over there for a little while and disturb him just while I record a video. Otherwise, this video would be very, very loud. So I'm going to jump straight in. First of all, I need to say a quick thank you to everyone that has been and watched my last video all about blankets, knit blanket patterns. I popped up a top 10 knit blanket patterns video last week, I think it was, and it's had quite a lot of views and loads of comments and nice messages, and it's so nice, and thank you. That's really been a nice thing. I've had a bit of a rough December, a bit of a rough 2024 in general, but I'll talk a little bit at the end, and I've got a few more standalone videos, some fun ideas, some patterns of other people's that I'd love to share, and just a bit of few general chit chats that I'd love to have. So I will be popping up more videos, podcast videos, but also more videos that are just general chit chats about other stuff as well. And also mug. This is an Emily Cross Ceramics mug. Emily is an amazing potter, ceramicist. Now I feel like I've got the words wrong, but Emily makes mugs, but she also makes yarn bowls, and she is a regular vendor at East Anglia Yarn Festival and travels a long way to vend with us, and I love her mugs. And this is another one that I absolutely love. And in fact, I'm going to take it off because now I've been walking around with this, but not how I was wearing it. I just bunched it up when I started. But this I am wearing the Grove Shawl. I can't remember the designer's name off the top of my head, but I'll put the details on the screen. But this is a Grove Shawl, and this is how I've been wearing it all day. And it is 4 skeins of my Luxe DK in Game of Thrones colourways, but it is, I love this shawl. It's a really nice pattern, and it's really squishy, and it's chilly. It's always chilly at the moment because I'm adapting to life with life after extreme weight loss in a very short period of time. Not planned. Not planned. And this winter, I'm usually the hot bod who goes everywhere without a coat, and I'm boiling at all times. And this winter, for the first time ever, I am freezing at all times. So yeah, I've been walking around like this, getting stuff done, and then I went to record and was like, oh, I look really odd, and bunched up around my neck. Anyway, I'll take it off. I feel really weird now. I feel really weird. Anyway, I'm going to put it on my lap. It'll keep my knees warm. So, I have finished objects. Yay. But I have finished objects that are new. Because I never finish anything that I actually say I'm going to finish, do I? Or work on the projects that I have. This, if you are new here, this is normal for me. I am quite scatty, and I will say on the podcast, I'm going to make this thing, and I'll give you an update on my next video, and then I turn up at the next video and I forgot the thing and made something else entirely. 90% of the time I haven't finished that new thing either, but today I have. So, December's been crazy. It's been so busy. I do volunteer work for a couple of different things now. Plus I have to work to earn money to live. And I have young children and other things, wider family things, and lots of stuff that has happened over this entire year, to be honest. And yeah, December broke me, as the whole year pretty much broke me. But I had really wanted to make my children a handmade gift. My children are two of the most knit-worthy and crochet-worthy, craft-worthy children going. If I make something, it's such a confidence boost, because if I make something for my children, they are off the walls happy, need to show everyone, need to take it to school. It's a whole thing. And for Alfie's birthday back in November, I made him an octopus, which I showed on a previous episode. And that thing lives in his bed. He took it in for show and tell at school. It's a big deal for him. And I wanted to make them both something for Christmas, and I left it too late. I just kept saying to myself, oh yeah, I'll get around to that. Oh yeah, I'll get around to that. Did I get around to it? No, I didn't. Until it was Christmas Eve. And I had worked that day, but with children, which is stressful enough as it is. And I got home about 4 o'clock with the kids, and we put a Christmas movie on. Because I just called time. It got to about 3:30, and I don't want them to have a miserable Christmas holidays coming to work all the time, and they don't. They have loads of fun. In fact, they gave crafty gifts to their teachers this year. I will share the gifts that they made, or that I helped them make, at the end of the video, because they are so cool. So yeah, I know that they would be appreciative of crafty gifts. And at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, I sat down to watch a movie with the kids, and then thought, I want to make them something. So I sat with them there. I went upstairs, I grabbed this book that I had been meaning to use, and then I grabbed a load of yarn that I had bought very recently. So this is the book. So this is Animal Friends of, and I'm going to butcher this, Pica Pau? I don't know. But I have this book. It was recommended to me by my lovely friend Jess. She has all 3 of the books. I think there's 3. I now have the first 2. Now, I sell books. I should not say this. I shouldn't be about to say what I'm about to say, but I do sell books. I don't sell this book. This book isn't available with my stockist. I sell books for knit and crochet. They're on my website, and the ones I have I absolutely love. However, I don't sell this book. And I would advocate buying books from small businesses, from bookshops, from, wherever you possibly can. But my budget was a little bit tight in, I think it was early December, or it might have been November, when I was looking at books. If they weren't going to be ones that could be used in the business, that could be ones that I could make things from and then display them as samples and buy more copies to have on sale, if it wasn't for business purposes and it was for personal use, I didn't have a big personal budget for buying crafty books. And I went to Vinted. So please do buy from booksellers, from bookshops, from your small business makers. feel free to go and check out the books I have on my website. But I have been on Vinted quite a lot over this last year because I've lost over 7.5 stone, and I couldn't afford to buy a whole new wardrobe of clothes, but the clothes that I had were almost indecent in terms of how big they were on me, how gaping they were, and how much they needed to be altered or messed with, etc. And I didn't have the money to replace them. So I went on Vinted, and it's that whole saying, isn't it? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, this woman has found a lot of treasure on Vinted. This dress is from Vinted. So I suddenly thought, I know that people sell books on Vinted, and I went on Vinted and I found not only the first book, but also the second book. I found loads of other books as well. It's meant to be $15.95 full price, and I got it for less than half of that on Vinted. And I know it's pre-loved, and I know it's a little tatty in places, and it's got a few little marks. I don't care. The patterns are all absolutely readable, and it's for me. So anyway, check out Vinted if you're feeling like you want a little crafty boost and maybe don't have a big personal budget at that exact point. So it's a bit grubby on the back, but I can live with it. So I went through this book. I went upstairs, I grabbed the book, I grabbed some yarn. Now what I don't have any to show you now, but I had this Jelly Baby, I think it's a chunky yarn, and it's this Jelly Baby yarn. It's a commercial yarn, and it's a chenille sort of feel, really snuggly. And I bought it in Over the Hook, which is my local yarn shop, mainly sells commercial yarns, but of all different price points and different feels and different weights. And yeah, really lovely shop, really, really lovely owners. If you're ever visiting Lowestoft, the town I live in, I would definitely recommend Over the Hook. But I had all this yarn that I had bought specifically to make things for my children at some point. Now I was going to make, and I have made them before and they loved them, little blankets for teddies and things like that. But instead I decided to do this. So I grabbed the first one of these books, and this is a book by Jan Schenkel? I don't know. Am I getting that wrong? If I am, I apologise. So I'll find the picture page that shows you all of the different patterns that are in this book. They're super cute. My friend Jess recommended it when I was previously asked my knit night ladies, my stitch night ladies, because we're not just knitters, for some pattern book recommendations, but like gift make recommendations. My nails are awful, please ignore them. And yeah, these are the ones from this book, and it was Jess's recommendation. And one of the things was that, like, they all come with little really cute accessories, like little hats or skirts or scarves, and I didn't make those because I had no time, because it was Christmas Eve at 4 p.m. and I'm a slow crocheter, and knitting is my natural state. Crochet is the thing I want to do and am bad at. So I started off with Victor Frog. Now, I've got bookmarks in for these, and they are hilarious. This is the camera that my son got for Christmas from my parents, and it's a thermal printing camera. This is his Paw Patrol toy. He's been leaving them everywhere. He drops a trail of them wherever he goes. So I'm just going to cover up this part of the pattern. But this is Victor. Oh, there we go. Victor Frog. Except Victor Frog is meant to be made with DK weight yarn and a 2.75mm crochet hook. And I was a mad woman with chunky yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook. I don't even know. It was a big crochet hook. I started making him. I was sat on the other end of the sofa from my children. They were glued into their Christmas movie, didn't even notice me working away. And I just sort of hid it from them a little. But this is my Victor Frog. Look at his feet. I think he's so cute. He doesn't have the shorts that come in the pattern. In the pattern he has shorts, and he has little rosy cheeks, and I didn't put those in either. He's very much a what can I make really quickly. His legs aren't as long as in the pattern because I ran out of yarn. I thought I'd be absolutely fine with one ball of green yarn. Hadn't really accounted for anything, didn't know what I was doing. Got to here on the body and thought, I don't think I'm gonna have enough to make the arms. So I made the arms and then did the shorts. I had this very small amount left, and then I literally used one end of the tiny scrumple of yarn, because it wasn't even a ball at that point, to do one round on this one, the other end to do one round on this one, and then basically added on one round at a time to each leg until all the yarn was gone, which was not very much. And then he has these orangey flippers, which are so cute. But yeah, I gave it to Alfie. He's got safety eyes in there. And I gave it to Alfie on Christmas, obviously. Got it on Christmas morning. And he was over the moon and it went straight in his bed. So I made a Victor frog with stunted legs, stunted arms, no fingers, because where was I going to find the yarn, and also time. Yeah, this guy was done, apart from one flipper, when I went to bed on the morning of Christmas Eve at gone 2 a.m. So he just needed one flipper. Then Christmas Eve was madness. I'm throwing things on the floor. Christmas Eve was madness. Absolute madness, but in the best way. We had a lot of things to do. We dropped presents at family members' homes. We visited with some people. We went to, my friend Chris came to work in the afternoon, and I went to my friend. So me and my friend Laura, we're the two Lauras. She's not a knitter or a crocheter, and I'm working on it. But every Christmas Eve we get together and do Christmas Eve crafts with our children. She has 2 children similar ages, and yeah, they just had so much fun. She let us take over her house on Christmas Eve and make reindeer food, and I think they made Christmas baubles and all sorts of other things. So I didn't make any part of another toy during the day on Christmas Eve. And it was about the same time, like 5 o'clock, we sat down, we watched a Christmas movie on Christmas Eve. So the end of Christmas Eve always goes, watch a Christmas movie, go out get into PJs, get all snuggled, put our coats on top of our PJs, well, not all of us, just the children, and then go and walk to Christmas Lane, which is a road a couple of streets from us, where they do crazy Christmas lights on all of the houses, and they put collection buckets out. And this year, I think it was for a baby loss charity, and they collect money for charity. In fact, I have some footage at the end, I'll pop it in. And yeah, it was just a really nice evening. Well, for me, I was sat watching the Christmas movie, crazily working on the second thing, because I couldn't make the flipper for this one and attach it, because then I'd see the whole thing and know what it was. So instead, I got the pink and the purple, and this monstrosity began. So this is a very off pattern Lola Panda. So I'm going to show you Lola Panda. So from the same book, Lola Panda. Oh, okay, I like this. This one is of Chris and Alfie. I took that one. So it's not of a Paw Patrol toy. But this is Lola Panda. Isn't she cute? But if you see, her eyes, like her patches around her eyes are crocheted in. I did not do that. I was brain power low. And yeah, so this is Lola Panda. I did not make the skirt. The legs are slightly shorter. The arms, I don't think are. They're about right. But she is a little bit of a monster. I also was running out of toy stuffing, so she's a little limp, but Ellie puts her face in her and like proper berries in anyway, so it's fine. So this is Lola Panda. She's a little bit creepy. She's giving me a few, like, I feel like she's looking at me vibes. When I put her down, I'm going to be putting her down face down. She has a little tail, and she also has had some sort of injury. So when I made this, and apparently this is right because the pattern does look a little bit like it, she's got a weird cone head going on. I'm not a big fan of the pointy head. Even if she was better stuffed, she'd still have a pointy head. I don't like it. I gave her to Ellie like that. I was going to put a few stitches in to sort of pinch it shut. Didn't. Ellie hasn't said anything. Hopefully she's not really noticed or doesn't care, or has just accepted that this is a panda with a weird hole in its head. That's very odd. However, she's also called it a pig twice. Does it look like a pig? I don't feel, I mean, it's not got a curly tail. It has got a bit of a snout going on, I suppose, but with the eyes. Anyway, so I just made circles. But then I like increased, I did like double crochets here, half double crochets here, single crochets here. So it's kind of a oval. I don't know. I don't know crochet. I'm not good at this. So yeah, this is absolutely, I've made a monster of poor Lola Panda, but Ellie loved it. So yeah, on Christmas Eve while we were watching the movie, I started at the top of the head and I got as far as about here on just the body, and then they went to bed, and I stayed up until 2:30 on Christmas Eve, or Christmas morning, 2:30 it was, when I finished both this one and this one. I was sat there with a slight twitch. Chris went to bed about 2:15 after he wrapped loads of gifts because he is an angel and could see me literally stressing out trying to very fast crochet, which is not something I am good at. But my children have no idea that happened, and they have these two absolute monsters living in their bedrooms, giving me, like, that's creepy, right? I can't tell if it's cute or creepy, but yeah, they look at me when I go in their rooms. The kids love them. That's all that matters. So I have finished objects. There are 2 of them. I've talked about them for way too long. You can tell it obviously scarred me a little. So that is it for FOs, but I do have a whip. Just one whip, because other than those 2, I've only worked on one thing all the way through December, it seems. But I am incredibly proud of myself. I've pretty much designed and knit what I think might be the Advent shawl of my dreams, which is just brainless. I need brainless in December. And I have made it out of, it's not finished obviously, I am making it out of the Hogfather Advent by Giddy Yarns. So Helen, my lovely friend Helen of Giddy Yarns, has a podcast. If you haven't heard of her but you have heard of me, I would be absolutely baffled. But she has swapped with me again. We swap Advents, have for the last few years. I think this is year 3 of swapping Advents. I might be wrong. I might actually be wrong. Might only be in a couple. Can't remember. Anyway, so this is the Hogfather Advent, can't talk, from Helen. And I think I'm on day 18. Let's count them. So I know what, like, this will block out to not be so crinkly, but also I need to go up a needle size next time, or when I make my next sample, because this is a pattern that is coming out. By hook or by crook, I will release this. So it is just a long garter stitch, squishy, eyelets between each section, chevron, scarf, shawl, wide wrap thing. But yeah, I-cord edging and I-cord cast on, and will be I-cord cast off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I've just started colour 18, and I love it. I absolutely love it. If I go right to the very end, we are totally at my wingspan, arm span. I think I've asked that before. I'm crunkling up a little bit there just to be able to hold it all. And I've still got days left to go. I love this. This is a 20 gram a day sock weight sparkle Advent. I can't get it all in. There we go. That's good. Yay. I love it. I love it so much. It is testament to Helens Advent for this year, that the colours are so amazing that I'm actually still going and not wanting to put it down and start something else. I just want to finish this. And then when I finish it, I want to grab one of the DK Advents that I have now dyed. I've dyed up a load of more of my, I've dyed all of my Advent yarn again because it's going on full skeins to come to Waltham Abbey and to go into a pre-order. And I'm going to make a DK version and get this into testing, ready for next year if anybody wants to make one. I don't know, I might do a Christmas in July, Christmas in the summer months. Let's use up an Advent calendar plan, just to, I think all of us have those Advents stacked up that we love, that we want to get making. But I also want to get back to my Strobolus shawl, which is a pattern by Ellie of Craft House Magic. So I have lots of Advents I want to use. So yeah, Giddy Yarns Advent, it's still going. It's my one and only whip right now, and to be honest, I think it might be my one and only whip until it's finished. It's living in a Craft House Magic Christmas bag, and another one of the reasons that I want to just crack on with it is because I don't want to move it from this bag into a non-Christmas bag, and I figure I have all the way through until New Year's before I'm going to get the itch to want to swap out of a Christmas bag. Christmas isn't over yet. It can't be, because it came really, really quickly and then it's suddenly gone, and I'm like, oh, how is the year going this fast? Anyway, that was a weird noise. So yeah, that's my only whip. I have loads of intentions. I'm going to stop calling them plans because then I don't do them. I don't know if it's a mental, like, subconscious thing, but plans. I would love to get my spinning wheel. My electric spinning wheel. I have 2. I have this lovely one, and then I have my electric spinning wheel. I took the electric one home, my e-spinner. Haven't had a chance to spin. It's been madness, and I mean madness all the way through December. And then Boxing Day yesterday, I just played with my children. We opened their Christmas presents, and built Lego and watched the Wallace and Gromit movie that came out on Christmas Day. Christmas Day I did get to watch Doctor Who with my dad. We have a big family Christmas and Doctor Who's kind of mine and my dad's thing. So yeah, we watched Wallace and Gromit yesterday. I gave them my full attention. Like, we played together, they had my full attention. Chris went to the football and we just had the loveliest day, and I knit a bit and that was it. But now it's back to it, and I want to try and get to a point where once my kids go to bed, I can down tools, not carry on working, and sit and knit and spin and chat to my husband and not just be work, because I don't want to lose the fun side of the crafty thing that got me into this business in the first place. I also need to make a plan. Don't like the word plan. I need to make an intention. I'm not sure that's going to work. I need to make a plan. I need to make a plan for something to knit for Ellie's birthday. So my 7-year-old will be 8 towards like the 3rd week of January, in the 3rd week of January, and I need to make something. It can be something small, probably a teddy or a toy, or I might make her a bookmark. One of my lovely friends from Stitch Night showed me a bookmarks book when I was looking at gift knits of patterns, so I might make her a fun animal bookmark or something like that, because she's reading a lot at the moment. And yeah, I want to get into a real tradition of every single Christmas and birthday, even if it is just something small, my children will always get something that I have made. That's the hope anyway. So that needs to happen, or at least start forming a plan in my brain. Intentions for 2025. I have many. We all know that my plans start off big and end up falling off the wagon. However, I will put up another video about that. A whole separate video chatting about what my plans are. I have make-alongs. I am carrying on with my 5 minutes a day crafting check-in over on the Discord. Discord is free. If you want to join, please do. The details will be below. Yeah, it is all the plans, but I will put up a separate video about that. And my last thing that I was going to share is stash enhancement before we get into a little bit of life stuff. So, stash enhancement, I'm going to share 2 things. Now, I didn't get yarn for Christmas. I do have a Christmas Day skein that I haven't actually had a chance to open yet from the lovely Helen of Giddy Yarns that she sent me with my Advent. But I thought I would share 2 things. Now, first of all is my weekly Advent that I was opening from Castleview Yarns. So we've got this Advent. Isn't it amazing? So this is, I'll get the little inspo card out. This is the Never Enough Advent. It's the weekly Advent, Never Enough weekly Advent calendar. And it is by Castleview Yarns, so it's based on The Greatest Showman. And yeah, you opened 1 skein every Sunday through Advent, and this is on the soft merino DK, which I believe is the same base as my Luxe DK, which is 100% superwash merino. You get 225 meters per 100 grams, and you've got 4 skeins, and it is a fade, and it is absolutely, oh my gosh, it's so stunning. So these, and full disclosure, I did know what these looked like because Jen, the dye behind Castle Yarns, comes to Stitch Night, Studio Stitch Night, and showed me the Advent calendar pictures, and I think she put them in a group I was in as well, and I was like, I need this in my life. So she let me purchase one of her spares just before Advent begun. I'm not holding these very well. I'm still not holding these very well. But oh my gosh, can you see them? And they're purple, and I love purple. Purple is my jam. Anyway, so I have 400 grams of DK. So I'm thinking a fade sweater top. I'm not sure I'll get a sweater out of 4 skeins, will I? I'm not sure. Haven't got a clue. But it needs to be all together. It needs to be in something together. And I'd like it to be in something I can wear. I'd love that. So I'm having a think. Something in the round. Something vanilla. Because that seems to be all I want to work on at the moment. So I have that weekly Advent. And I did buy something. I treated myself to something just before Christmas. I cracked. December had cracked me. And Flame Knits, the lovely Heather, she's Flame Knits. She's actually she's moved, so I'm not sure how local she was before. She was Norwich based before. She has now moved. However, I'm still calling her local just because I want to. But she makes glass stitch markers, so made with handmade lampwork glass beads. The talent, the skill, the imagination that goes into these, I just can't. But she'd posted a picture and said she was doing last orders before Christmas. And this, it's all pin on my hand, sorry. This is a Christmas tree made of glass. Look at those tiny, tiny baubles. I can't get over them. They're amazing. Handmade, like, yeah, I needed it in my life. I ordered one. I have no regrets. I haven't taken it off the packaging because I wanted to show you, even though Christmas was coming and going past, and I was like, no, I'm keeping it on the packaging. So yeah, one last look, because oh my gosh. Now it's going to go in the bag, and I'm just going to put it on the front. Actually, progress keeper. So if next time I come to the podcast and I have not finished this shawl, it will have the progress keeper on it, and you'll be able to at least see how much I did. In fact, I'd like to start doing that a little bit more. Maybe we'll try and make that one of my intentions for 2025, that when I record podcasts and show projects, I put progress keepers on them, and maybe that'll help motivate me. We'll see. Not a lot does, to be honest. And I also couldn't resist. I've got a real thing for mushrooms and toadstools at the moment. I think it's rubbed off on me from a bunch of other dyers who have done some brilliant stuff. I think it might be coming over from like Creative Anarchy, Hannah from Creative Anarchy Yarn, and Jess Pigment and Ply. They might be weird mushroom girls, and now I've just outed them on the internet if they are. They probably won't see this, it doesn't matter anyway. But look at this cute little glass toadstool. Again, Heather, so talented. I'm going to put that in my project bag now, and I will find something to clip that on as a progress keeper. What's going on with me? So yeah, those are my stash enhancement things. In terms of life, it's been busy. It's been Christmas. There's too much to go into, but I will share a little bit about the kids' Christmas gifts. So I'll pop up a picture of, or a few pictures of what my children gave for Christmas gifts to their teachers. Now, I am a big believer in handmade gifts if you can. At the same time, I've probably just given them a gift that they don't really want in their life. So if they end up regifting them, or they probably won't regift them, but even if they went to homeless shelters or anything like that, I would never know. The kids would never know, but they know that the kids thought about them. My children dyed yarn. They chose the yarn. They chose their colours off of my board where I have little swatches of all the different colours. They chose the colours. They dyed the yarn. They caked the yarn when it was dry. They cranked the yarn on the hat machine. Full disclosure, Alfie did get a little bit of help, but he is only just 5. And then I just sewed or pulled the top and the bottom closed and turned them in on each other and made 2 little beanie hats. Alfie has 2 teachers in his reception class that he absolutely adores. So he made 2. Ellie made 1 for her year 3 class teacher, and I printed the pictures and put them into the hats, and yeah, we wrapped them up and gave them to the teachers so they can see that the kids actually made the gifts themselves. And we also make peppermint bark. We do it every year. We also sometimes do just ordinary, it's kind of peppermint bark, the same idea but without the peppermint and without, that's a weird way to say it, I am not explaining this well. Basically, for peppermint bark, we melt milk chocolate, pour it onto a baking sheet, put it in the fridge, let it set. Then we melt white chocolate, pour it on top, sprinkle crumbled up candy canes all over, and let that set. Then I break it up into pieces and put it into little bags, and a tag on that has like a picture of the kids, usually from their school photo or something, and a little thank you on the back. And we make about 20 of those. One of my volunteer roles is that I'm chair of governors at the children's school, and I have seen firsthand how hard teachers work, how much they have to put themselves through, not just to do their jobs, but also to care for, safeguard, cherish, encourage, manage behaviour for so many children. They are amazing. You know, my kids go to a state-funded school. You know, we're not, this is a normal school. In fact, I live in quite a technically financially deprived area, and there is a real mix of backgrounds for all children, and I just see these teachers working their butts off constantly to make sure every child has the absolute best start from them, and it's amazing, and I couldn't do it. Yeah, so this year I think we made 20 bags. I'll try and do a bit more next year, but I was a bit late getting to it, and it was doing it at 10 o'clock at night. The kids make their own batches too. They have a lot of fun making them, but we keep the batches that the children make at home for us. And then at about 10 o'clock at night, I quickly start making more so that we have clean batches for gifts. Yeah. My youngest is 5. I wash those hands, but I can't guarantee you that between hand washing and making, they haven't gone somewhere disgusting. So those batches stay at home. My batches, my quality controlled batches, are gifted. But yeah, we gave 20 batches out. And it's just so lovely. It's not for me. It's not for the teachers even, to be honest. I do it because my children are over the moon. They grab them out of the bag, they go running up to the teachers, they're so excited to give them to them. All the teachers hand out their kids through, because we're in primary school, they hand out their kids from their doors, because the classrooms all have doors that are on the external side of the building as well. So they run around all the classrooms that aren't even theirs, they've already done their teachers, and hand out little bags of chocolate. And at summer I have to have ice packs everywhere, but we do the same thing, and instead of peppermint we stick like Rolos and M&Ms and other chocolate bits in the top. But yeah, it's been a lot of... I've managed to get all of the desperate making bits done so that my kids aren't let down. It's for them. It's for them. They love giving gifts. They love taking part in the crafty stuff. And I want to teach them that you make sure people know how much they are valued. That's a nice thing. And, you know, we should try and put out what we want to get back in life, put out into the world how you want to be treated and all that sort of thing. So we'll see. Yeah, I think they enjoyed it. They had a good time. They really wanted to give it, and I'm tired. So yeah, I think that's about everything. Look out for a few more videos about the things, the plans, the clubs, the make-alongs, all the stuff that I've got planned for 2025. I'll be back with a few more videos. I'm going to leave you now with a little bit of footage from Christmas Lane on Christmas Eve. But as always, thank you for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.
Merry Christmas.